Enter and sign in, please.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the September 28th of the Board of County Commissioners. Would you all please rise and state the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the first thing, gentlemen, we have on our agenda are the minutes. Do we have any additions, corrections, or
Nope.
what is your pleasure?
Move we approve the minutes as presented.
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to accept the proceedings of the Board of County Commissioners, Montezuma County, September 21st, 2021. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, next we have planning. Don and Sherry Jane, come on up. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
We've got 3 Mylars for signature on previously approved projects. Short and sweet today.
Signatures, then, all right, well, that's easy. We'll come down and sign the plat.
All right. And I'll change batteries, Shaq. Doubles.
Red light is not working.
All right, we're fired up, ready to go now.
Was that prescribed bird gonna affect your hunt? You sit on the edges of it, wait for it to.
to come out of the fire.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just need to get with John Kelly.
Boom, boom, boom.
That's all we got.
That's it.
Short and sweet.
All right, very short and sweet. Well,
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. More to come. All right, the next up is our public comment session. Board of County Commissioners welcomes you to this meeting. Person speaking during the public comment will be limited to 3 minutes, or depending on the number of people wishing to speak, it may be reduced to allow all members of the public the opportunity to address the board. When addressing the board, please state your name and address for the record prior to providing your comments, and comments to individual supervisors or staff are not permitted. Participants may not yield their time. And at this point, the public comment session is open. Okay, very well. We'll close the public comment session. We're going to move right into
Budgeting and nobody's here.
We're going to move right into staff reports. So we're going to go right to Shaq while you get on. Actually, we'll go to Ian.
Yeah, so the big updates that we have since last week, we did have a hearing scheduled for our land use code case last week. A jury trial was going on in county court, so that hearing did not take place. But Mr. Belden did file an answer. He did request a trial to the court. Mr. Powers and I did have an opportunity to sit down and meet with Mr. Belden, just kind of talk about what's been going on out there, try to get a sense of what he's doing. We did go out and visit the property. It does look like some improvements have been made, but we still have issues out there. And so we'll continue to work with Mr. Belden in hopes that we can get the stuff resolved. And then in the meantime, the court probably will be setting a conference soon to set some trial dates and get the case moving forward. That's really the biggest update to report. Other than that, we're still waiting on court orders in our civil cases, and that'll progress as we go. So we've got the Road 41 case out there, we've got the Road Y case out there, we've got Kinder Morgan out there. At this point, all those cases are waiting for court orders, and as soon as we get them, I'll keep you guys updated.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ian.
Thank you.
I talked to James Dietrich just briefly prior to this, and he didn't really have anything to report on either, so we're going to skip over the public lands report. So Shaq will go ahead and go right straight to you.
So I have a few things, Chairman. First of all, I had an email from Tammy Coulon wanting to know if they could use our parking lot Saturday, October 30th for a trunk or treat from 5 to 7. I myself don't care one way or the other as long as they don't start setting up till after farmer's market is finished. I think that's the last farmer's market, but
Yeah, they probably, if trunk or treat is usually, I think they start at 3.
yeah. I don't care what time they start as long as they wait till after the farmer's market's done. I don't have a preference one way or the other.
Yeah, and I don't either. I think last year was the first year they did that trunk or treat. So yeah, as long as there's no
Yeah.
conflict between the two.
Okay.
I think the farmer's market's usually done by early
Noon.
afternoon, noon,
Yeah,
1 o'clock.
Yeah.
So there should be a few hours there that they, so, yeah, that's fine.
I went through the last year's trunk or treat out at Plaza, the old Plaza,
Mhm.
and ingress and egress were a nightmare. So maybe we can get some more. Maybe it'll be better for them down here this year.
Maybe.
Well, there's a new traffic light out there this year.
That was part of the problem last year.
It was under construction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also had an email from Don Hosselton. I've copied you all on the email. They're running a rodeo the weekend of October 2nd. They are renting the arenas for the 2 days. However, the night of October 2nd, they want to have a fundraiser dinner for Kylie Pontine, who was injured in July. She's been in Children's Hospital in Colorado Springs ever since, and they were wondering if the commissioners would be willing to waive the fees for the kitchen for the night that they do the chili dinner and the silent auction. And she has cleared it with Justin, but protocol is to get a vote of the commission.
I would move that we let them use the kitchen and the tables for their deal. This family needs all the help they can get.
Second.
Okay, so it's been moved and seconded to allow a fundraising event to happen at the fairgrounds for October 2nd. Allowing the tables and the use of the kitchen to be a donation from the county. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then one last thing is the Forest Service was reaching out and wanting to know if there's going to be a final decision made on the plowing of the Chicken Creek Road. And we could get to that under unfinished business.
We can, but I'm pretty sure we made a final decision when that was brought to us, gosh, what, 3 months ago, 4 months ago?
Well,
They
Okay,
wanted- they
well,
wanted
I'll
us to
research the
close-
minutes,
They wanted us to close that lower gate, which
And we said no
we're
on
not
that.
gonna close any gates
but then they wanted us to plow all the way up if we
if they
weren't.
made a parking lot on the upper end.
Which I don't think they've
That's where we
done.
had the issue with the Wallace property not, or I think they said the
Okay.
Wallace property not being able to get in and out of there if they didn't move that parking lot onto their property and out of the right of way. So I think we did make a final decision that we
Okay.
weren't gonna plow the
I
road
think that was Rob's recommendation too, that to not
Yeah.
plow it past that first
and we're
gate.
not closing the gate. So, yeah, we'll have to check on that, but I'm pretty sure a final decision was made.
And my
Okay.
recollection was that the road department plowed a little bit through the first gate, and then there was a bend in the road that they were willing to plow to, but they weren't willing to plow all the way to the second gate. But
They plowed just basically beyond the first gate to basically give that little.
Yep.
It's not very far. It's not up to the turn by any means.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. We'll research it, Shaq, and if that's not real clear, then we'll make it real clear today.
Okay,
But
thank
I think
you.
we're all remembering the same thing.
Just as a quick glance at the minutes so far, I have not found anything on Chicken Creek at all in the minutes. Would it be under a different name?
Might be under the name of the county road,
Could
but
be under road.
it would
40
definitely be under
42?
Forest Service.
I'm thinking 42.
42, I think. Okay, with that, I see our staff filing in. Good morning, staff. We'll step back up to the top of the agenda and we'll bring up Gina and Lori for the social services. We're just quick today. We're moving right along.
Good morning.
Quick to the point, no faking.
Good morning, ladies.
Frying up the agenda like a pound of bacon.
Nice seeing you again this morning.
He's a
What's
poet,
that?
you don't
It's
know.
nice seeing you again this morning.
Yes, it's good to see you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
We can go ahead and take care of the records of proceedings and their payables for August if you guys want to go ahead. If you have any questions on them or,
I move we approve the record of proceedings for social services, the Board of Social Services, and also the expenditures for social services.
I'll second it.
okay. It's been moved and seconded to accept the record of proceedings for the Montezuma County Board of Social Services for Tuesday, August 24, 2021, and the expenditures for August 2021 in the amount of $1,486,734.08. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Gina, one quick question.
Yes.
Medicaid transportation, do you guys work with MoCo on that, or?
Well, the clients work with MoCo, and MoCo sets up their transportation for the clients now. I
Okay.
mean, it was going through a service called IntelliRide. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've heard of that.
Yes.
And so that's how come you see zero amounts on that transportation on Medicaid, because they're handling it themselves. It used to go through our county, but now it doesn't because of the vendor that the state set up.
And Intellerite is being done away with, so that might change again.
Okay.
I mean, you never know, if Telluride doesn't work out, but it seems like it has been.
I
But
believe they're doing away with them,
But-
aren't they?
Well, we can ask.
we
for-
we don't know. We have not been told that they're gone. So you never know. It might come back to our county. We never know.
Never know. Every day's a new day. Okay,
Were there any other questions?
no, I have none.
Okay.
I see you are working out back. I think you alluded to that yesterday, and I didn't see anything, but I did see there is work being done out back.
Your area out back?
Oh, the break area. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. They're getting the fence up that we asked for. I hope. I mean, that was part of the bid.
Make sure it's right before you sign off on it.
Okay, I get you. Do you want to inspect it, sir, Commissioner?
I would be glad to.
I'm okay with that. Because when I sign off, I don't want to be responsible for someone getting hurt.
Well, yeah, there's some stuff that needs taken care of out there.
Oh, there is? Will you come
Just the
in?
entranceway and stuff.
Oh, you're talking about the
where they
secured?
mounted that ramp out and stuff that needs to be cleaned up a little bit and stuff.
Oh, really?
They chipped the concrete out for the gate and stuff.
Oh,
Looks like something I would have done at home in the barn. I don't think it's appropriate for.
Well, would you-
Like it.
will you be kind enough to show me where that is?
I would be glad to.
Thank you.
I haven't even looked at it, I just noticed they're back to work. I'm just, Joel's on top of this.
Oh, I've seen it, yeah.
Anyway,
What comes to mind, it's a really nice, flat surface.
Okay. I'm not in the construction business, but
You will notice it, I promise you.
Yeah.
You won't have to be in the construction business to notice it.
okay. Thank you.
we don't want to create a slip, trip, and fall hazard.
I get you.
Okay. All right.
We're not going to be discussing salaries or
No.
anything
No.
like that today?
No,
Okay.
we did that all yesterday. That's really the work session where we
Okay.
have the opportunity to go back and forth like we did yesterday. It's not necessary today.
Would it be an ask or a request that I have to talk about the mill levy with the commissioners and with my finance officer, have a separate conversation?
We can have that, but those are also done in January, I believe, Shaq, when we.
Oh,
adjust
we
the
have to
mill
set,
levy.
we have to set the mill levies before January. I can't pass a budget until the mill levies are
Okay.
set.
So
Because we're
we can talk about it.
coming up with the plan.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Thank you. We heard you. We definitely heard you.
I'm sorry, what?
Okay. Bobby and Laurel. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Morning.
So, as I said yesterday, I just want to thank you all for your willingness to work toward compensating our employees. And after doing comparison, like Shaq had asked us, with like-sized counties and similar socioeconomic situations, we realize that our perceptions of being underpaid are a real thing, are reality. So the opportunity that we have now to be heard and listened to is very much appreciated. So thank you. Laurel's going to present our budget for 2022 now.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So like we discussed yesterday, we don't need to go line by line, but our anticipated revenue is $2,981,220. And our anticipated expenses are $2,651,607 totaled. Our expenses do include the salary increase, the fringe increase, and the salary increase does include 2 new positions that are funded. One is funded by COVID and one is one that we've been trying to fill for going on a year. So, so the difference is $329,613 in the positive. And we're hoping that, I mean, as of 8/31, our carryover is currently at $914,000. So have a little bit in reserves for our cost reimbursement, the way we operate. So do you guys need any more detail than that?
I don't think so. I think
No.
we asked a lot of questions yesterday. Now once we get them all put together and everybody's in there the first round, then we'll start.
Then we'll get out the dartboard.
Okay, sounds fair. We're here if you have
It
any
is
questions.
good to see that, I mean, the 2.9 million in revenue is good. You know, how long that lasts with obviously the grants from the state is one thing or another, but good to
Right.
see that.
Yeah,
There's more revenue than there is expenditures.
expenses. Yep. And all of that is grants and programs, so, yep.
How are other things going at the health department?
They're great. Answering a lot of questions about the booster, that kind of stuff. Getting the testing is up. So, yep.
So I had heard that they actually had stopped the booster for a while. Is that still because some other countries didn't even have their first shots or something, or is that?
Well, I think it went from being for everyone to I think there's 4 different
just a
groups.
different
Yeah, there are
category.
Yes.
different
Okay.
groups that the
Mhm.
CDC director has approved. So
Okay.
it's very specific.
So we still have our allocation. We're not having any issues like we did through COVID?
No,
We're
and-
okay? We're still?
Right, and we gave, out of the health department, we gave Moderna. Most of our shots were Moderna. And the Moderna booster has not been approved yet. So we kind of have to put our booster clinics that we were hoping for to start sooner rather than later. We're putting them on hold until we have the approval for the Moderna boosters. Because it may be a little bit till we get Pfizer, because we did get Pfizer as well, but we don't have access to Pfizer right at the moment, because a lot of people who were giving Pfizer have the Pfizer to give the booster. So, but we will, when we have it, we will begin our booster program for sure. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Where else, I mean, for people out there, where else do they get a vaccine? A hospital?
The hospital, Southwest
Walmart.
Memorial's doing clinics. I don't have the exact times at the top of my head right now for when they're doing clinics, but they can call the hospital or probably go online and register themselves for an appointment. That's what they did, that's what they had going, and I don't think that's any different for the booster at this point. So, because
Okay.
they have Pfizer and they're giving Pfizer.
What about flu?
Yeah.
Do we
haven't
have
gotten
flu
our-
anymore?
Oh, yes. Yes, and we will be doing flu vaccine. We don't have our vaccine yet. I haven't talked to Mallory yet to find out when we're getting it, but we typically don't start that until October anyway, so, which is at the end of the week, but, you know, it'll be coming, I'm sure, so.
And I did see where Mancus Health Clinic is offering vaccines now, including
Yes.
COVID, so.
Yes.
City
all of them.
Market does too, I believe.
All the
Yes,
pharmacies.
all the
do.
All the
pharmacies.
pharmacies are.
Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And we're Tuesdays and Wednesdays by appointment from 10 to 2, I believe. So,
And what's left of the private clinics?
yeah.
Are there any private clinics?
One, I know.
That's
Yeah,
right,
It could
one.
be, well, one that I know of. I hope there's more.
I think there's one.
And
But
the
I'm
one
not sure.
private clinic has moved all of their administrative stuff to the hospital.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Thank you, guys.
Okay,
Thank you,
Have a
guys.
good day.
thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.
Okay, Sarah, I see you just walked in the room. We're just going to keep you coming on down with our Veterans Services.
Good morning.
Good
Good morning.
I brought Frank to introduce him to everyone.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good to see you.
Morning,
Nice
Frank.
to meet you, Frank.
Nice to meet you all. His bio is in our report packet. So our monthly report is for August 2021. The state reporting was there, 618 served total. We did 3 outreach events. Those were VFW, DAV, VFW organization events. The salary, let's see, the financial report for July, wait a minute. Sorry, that should say August 2021. I apologize about that. 4,951 for salary, totaling 5,710.67 for everything. Office activities. Our comparison, in August of 2020, we had 134 people come through. August of 2021, we had 173. That was an increase of 39 people, which is good news. We're coming around. So total number of clients assisted, and again, this should say August, 615. I'll get my act together for the next meeting, I promise. New clients was 11. For July of 2021, new client and visitors year to date has been 42. Let's see. And the claims filed this month were 15 claims this last month for August. Would you like me to read Frank's bio or have him read it to you?
I don't think you need to read it. I think you just introduce yourself and give us a 3-minute synopsis of what you are about. I think that's more personable than reading a piece of paper.
Alrighty. My name is Frank Libu. I'm originally from Chicago. I've been in the Army for 13 years. Enjoyed my time there. I miss it a lot. It was a big change when I first got out of the military, but like any other veteran, I adjusted. I served at the sheriff's office, and then after the sheriff's office, I'm here at the VSO, looking forward to serving our veterans in the community like I was doing at the sheriff's office, and can't wait for the next chapter.
Very good. And you're from Socorro, New Mexico?
Chicago, Illinois.
Oh, okay. I guess I heard that wrong.
They're close.
That's close.
So my
Same
Real
country.
close.
Who's your favorite football team?
the Bears.
The Bears.
Well, okay, that's strike one.
Broncos are in their second.
He's got other support, Marine Corps support.
You tell me who's 3-0.
That is true.
Well, good, Frank. Hopefully, be diligent. Sarah, you guys have big shoes to fill, and we expect a lot out of you, and welcome.
Thank you.
And
Look forward to the challenge.
all right. Very
Welcome to
good.
the community, Frank.
Yep.
Thank you.
I want to commend you guys on this veteran stand down. It was quite a display. A lot
Yeah.
of good people in there, a lot of good vendors. They had a good time.
Yeah, so we had 187 veterans and 160 family members.
Yeah.
So just over 300 served total for the veteran stand down. So it was a really good turnout. Huge monetary support this year, which was awesome. A lot of people came forward, realized that it was a huge event and necessary for our community. A lot of people pulled together, which was an amazing thing to see so many people step forward, even volunteers stepping up to help set up and things like that and tear down. It was awesome. It was a good event. So, yeah.
Good job.
Very good. Okay.
So if I'm good, is there anything else?
You were good.
You're good.
All right.
Thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, Jennifer with MoCo Transportation.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, like we talked about yesterday, we are doing really well. We're actually picking up on our rides again. We've got Pinion Project, CCI, Medicaid all picking up. So that's good. We just need to hire some people so we can do better. Do we want to go over the budget? Is that?
We can go over it, but I have one question. How many people are you looking for right now?
2.
2. And that's the part-time people?
Yes.
The 20-hour people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure, like I said yesterday, we have a couple of people that would be interested in the full-time position. So yeah, I'm hiring for part-time.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, if you want to briefly go over it, you are more
Okay.
than welcome to.
Okay. So for total revenue this year, we're looking at $379.25. That's a combination of the AAA grants, the CDOT grants, Community Connections, Medicaid. I did a little low just because we're just now starting to get our clients back and picking up. So the year before, well, 2019, we did over 90,000 in Medicaid. So I put it at 80 just to, see where we end up next year. And then the town of Dolores, we get their grant. I'm looking at a grant for town of Minkus. I've been in contact with Heather, and she's willing to, she gave me a letter actually for my grant, for this last grant we did. So she said anything else, just give her a call or let her know. So I'm gonna see if I can get some kind of grant from them. Cortez, we have the 5,000 for this year that's contingent on getting the feasibility studies. So I'll put in for another grant for next year just for the general ridership, because most of our stuff is in Cortez. So as far as our expenditures go, permanent salaries we have at 109,820. Part-time we have 82,492, and that's contingent on actually hiring a couple people. So that's what those 2 people added in. Operating expenses I left the same because we don't really, 9,000 is plenty. Fuel and maintenance I did up a little bit just because fuel's going up. Dues, training, and travel I left the same because CASTA usually reimburses me for the conference I go to for that. And then I am a trainer for the defensive driving now, so I won't have to get that from someone else. And usually that's an expense that we pay. And none of my drivers have had it this year, well, last year either, because they quit doing them because of COVID. So I'm going to get those done. So total expenditures, I've got at 280, 737. And like I said, that's contingent on having full staff, you know, so we're looking at an ending balance of 98,287. And again, that's contingent on, you know, what happens next year. But with that money can be used. CDOT gave us 110,000 to use between now and 2024. So that's, you know, we'll probably just put that aside and use it for operating and admin costs, like for what it is. But other than that, I mean, we, with the hiring of the full-time person, I think that's going to help us a lot, just because we'll have somebody there every day, and then the part-time people will be the fill-ins for the other stuff. So I think that's going to be good. And then now I will probably hire, or want to hire, when I get I say when we get the fixture out, because we're going to do it no matter what, I think. But I want to, I mean, it'll be hiring another couple of people, and those people would probably be full-time, just because I'm wanting to run the route from like 9 or 10 in the morning to 7 at night, because I want to get the tourist crowd wanting to go downtown to Main Street and, you know, go to the restaurants and stuff like that. So, but once we get the feasibility studies done, then that opens up the grants for admin and operating for that. It's a separate process, and then it opens up for vehicles for that. So, and I'm kind of hoping to get a trolley. They're the same amount as like a cutaway bus, so I'm thinking that would be kind of nice to have in town, and people can see it. So, but that's about it. Any questions?
No, thank
Do
you.
you have any?
One question I think you mentioned
Oh,
yesterday,
yes.
and it was mentioned this morning from Gina, the Telluride, or the Telluride?
Telluride.
Telluride.
Where's that program? Is it going to continue?
No.
So it is going to be discontinued?
It was actually discontinued on July 1st. I got a call from the one of the lobbyists right before it happened, and let me know that they were not going to renew the contracts. And he said, don't say anything yet, but as of July 1st, we're probably not going to have Telluride anymore. And I was like, yay. But yeah, no, Telluride has gone back to their original 9 counties up north. So we won't have them to deal with anymore. Okay. So now my clients can call us like they used to, which they really like doing. We set it up, we make sure they're eligible, and we give them the rides, so start to finish.
Good.
So, yeah.
All right, that's the only question I had. Jeff.
That's it.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jennifer. Okay, Jonathan.
Morning.
Morning, everyone.
How are you?
Real good, thank you. So for our budget, as we discussed yesterday, pretty simple. It's fairly static. It does move some. Last year, of course, the exception, there was a lot of COVID monies and different types of expenses. The big thing is we're down some staff, but nothing that affects services. You know, services are still being fully provided. You can see there in the new budget, it's $267,500. I think our revenues are estimated about $287, somewhere around there. It shows a little bit of a surplus. You know, I hope that's the case. Permanent salaries, we have 2 people there that are permanent, myself and nutrition. 4 part-time individuals. So we have a total of 6 staff. 4, we have requested increases in raises, and 2 that are just new staff that wouldn't be ready for that. Mentioned yesterday operating expenses. We just have some coding issues on our end that we need to clean up and fix so that that's more reflective of true operating expenses. Our food costs, you know, are up. I've added 10,000 to that, and we'll see how that plays out. But they're just, as we talked yesterday, there's no way around it. Food costs are high. You know, again, the rest of it's fairly, you know, static. The repairs, maintenance, dues, training, travel, that's just hard to predict how much travel we do back and forth to Farmington or the sites for gas or anything like that. Dolores and Mancus, we pay $250 a month for the facilities to use. That has never changed since I've been here. So that's 3,000 per facility. And our home chore contracts is down a little bit. We do pump in some of our own money. So that's the program for repairs for seniors, windows, handrails, anything that's of safety to seniors, some lawn mowing. It's a small number. I'd like to see it increase, but it is what it is. It's AAA it's just not a focus of the AAA, but they give us a little chunk. So not a lot there. One thing that isn't on this budget that I would want the community to be aware of, and everyone's aware of the commodities program, but in general, that runs about $60,000. It's a zero-sum program. They give us the food, we distribute it out. But there is a total cost to the USDA, and it's about $60,000. So apart from what we do on the Meals on Wheels and on-site programs, there's $60,000 in food being distributed to the community. You know, it's a pretty substantial number. So anyways, just heads up on that. I think, honestly, Commissioners, that's about it. Any questions or thoughts? Okay.
I think we asked them all yesterday.
Yeah, I think we cleared up everything.
We don't have
Yep.
anything
Okay.
this morning at all.
Okay, appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
Yep.
Morning, Kim.
Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Right. So going over our budget for 2022, as you can see, the permanent salary increases will be for wages for our administrative assistant and 4-H program coordinator. Part-time salary, that'll remain the same. That's our 2 county interns that we share with the county fair and the fair board for the summer. Fringe benefit, actually, through the number crunching that we did, will go down to that 30,000 mark. Operating expenses will just go up $400, but that's to, as we get a new employee, that cost. Professional services, obviously, as we went over yesterday, is the major increase, but that is getting a new employee extension professional in our office. Telephone will go up for that new employee just to compensate onto that end. Dues, training, and travel goes up to compensate on that, but then fleet costs will go actually down $1,000, as you know, I didn't change anything last year as my first year as the director. However, being as efficient as we can be with our traveling costs or our fleet costs, just noticing that can go down and we can tighten up our end onto that end. I think that's basically it. If you have any questions, we can go into the notes for each one of those line items, but it's pretty simple on to that end.
Appreciate it.
Pretty simple. Were you able to get into that?
I was just going to say, can I follow up? You did get in there? Perfect.
Read all the resumes.
And then I just called the search committee chair this morning.
What did you call him?
I called him Darren.
Oh, okay.
And
Greg, you only have to answer to us.
right, you guys. That's what I thought. I'm gonna stay focused right here. The side comments. We can do that.
From the crowd.
Yeah.
Have to
Our juggling practice is later this afternoon. Yeah.
You know, speaking of that, if you ever get attacked by a mob of clowns, always go for the juggler.
Juggler. That's funny. However, thank you, and I'll follow up. I'm gonna follow up with them this afternoon.
Here in the next day or so, if I get some time, I want to try to run by and go over them with you. And
Perfect.
so
we're online with that end.
Yeah.
Honestly, you're ahead of me, but I was planning on this afternoon of doing the score sheets and all of that, and then we can.
I didn't do the score sheets.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay, let's get together on that, and then we can scan them directly. However, just to update you on that, is that that process, the position applications has ended, and so we've received, I believe it's 5 candidates. We will score those sheets. I think with those 5 candidates, just for me looking over briefly, we will have an acceptable hire, is my hopes. but we need to go through that state level process with other people, just confirm that, and then later in October we'll both have a state level interviews and a local committee interview of advisory board members to local farmers and ranchers to community members on a day in October, and then hopefully someone is acceptable and we present that and they accept, and then we go through when can you start and HR and all of that. But it's happening, and we're going to get it done by the end of the year at the absolute latest, if not earlier. Onto that end, really excited about that end. On the 4-H end, their achievement night is coming up October 9th, so that'll kind of end that season. But once again, just thanks for the commissioner's support of that program and the community's support of that program, as it was a great county fair and livestock auction. Really exciting stuff that we're looking to do with trying to, from our conversation the last time, attract all youth into that 4-H program, not just livestock youth, but youth that want to do projects in leatherworking to wood crafting to cake decorating, and showing the benefit of the leadership and life skills that program can do for a community as well too. So that's going really good. I'll be meeting later this afternoon with some drought advisors as well too, a state level group of people from all different agriculture advisory, specifically water conservation, and we'll be looking to do workshops here in the Southwest in the coming months to early into 2022. As we know, it's extremely important. The forecasts are not looking great for another year of subpar winter, and so we got to be smart and we got to prepare for it. And so we need to be active out in the community, reaching out and engaging with people that need those type of resources.
Greg, will those workshops be live streamed or recorded?
You know, that's great. I think that's still a part of the conversation. I think they will be both. There'll be an hybrid approach that definitely in person, because we know the benefit and the impact of in-person stuff. However, some people that are, you know, from the Front Range area and have some resources, or Colorado Department of Ag will be streamed in for some of the sessions during it.
And will it be recorded so people who can't make it can watch it later?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep, you got it. I think it'll be one in Dove Creek and one down here. Yep. And I think that just that collaboration between Dolores County, ourselves here in Montezuma County, La Plata, and even Archuleta County, of coming together, in San Juan County, New Mexico as well too, just to combine resources.
I was asked by a few people about water conservation and stresses on lawns and trees, especially in the municipalities.
Sure.
We going to do anything like that?
Well, that would be something to collaborate with the cities, especially Cortez, Mancos, and Dolores. And just, I know some had gone to that alternate day watering schedule. Right. However, yeah, education and out there. And I think that's what's really exciting about this new position as well too, because it has that small acreage end. And smaller end of doing more workshops for municipalities and homeowners to understand this is how you need to maintain, you know, trees and different water sources. However, new designs and different things like that, are you moving to more xeriscaping in town because the reality of water conservation onto that end. And so I know we did a lot here with the county, with James Dietrich, the natural resource end, and our local team as well too, and how we can educate more of our Montezuma County public on those resources that they have. But that's great. I'll follow up on that. I think that's excellent. Like, that needs to happen onto that.
And just so the public knows, that WaterWise series is still available on our Facebook page.
On Facebook, and the YouTube videos.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
done earlier this year.
Joel, I'll get with you here in the next couple of days. Yep.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Jim.
All right,
Thanks,
thank you.
Kim.
Thank you.
Yep, have a good day.
Okay, gosh, we are moving right along. This is great. Okay, Shaq, under unfinished business, I don't have anything on my.
The only thing I have is the Chicken Creek. I don't know if Miss Purcell was able to find anything in the minutes.
We'll have to address it next week then, but I'm 90% sure that we had made the
We may
decision
have
to
done that
not
in
close the road,
workshop.
and we were not going to plow that extra, I think it was 3/4 of a mile to the
Okay.
other gate.
It sounds pretty clear, so I'll just have James reach that back out to the Forest Service and.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
That must be a record.
I got one here. We're not quite done yet.
Well, I'm gonna go to the commissioner's report, so since
Well,
you're ready,
I got
let's just
some
go.
unfinished business
Okay.
there.
All right, sorry.
We had talked about sending Randy Carver to the Colorado River Water Users Association Conference in Las Vegas, December 14th through the 16th. This is where all 7 of the lower states will be doing all of their talking and be very educational for us. And I would like to move that we send Randy to this conference. And I believe Shaq and it's gonna cost about $1,500 to send him to this conference.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to send our representative Randy Carver to the Colorado Water Users Association Conference in Las Vegas, Nevada, December 14th through the 16th, 2021, at the cost of $1,500. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 And then I will have a public notice displayed on our website sometime between now and Sunday, but next Monday the commissioners plan on eating lunch together over at the senior center with John Parker.
We'll have breakfast that morning too.
So they plan on eating all friggin'
All
day.
day.
We'll be together all
All
day.
day.
We have our intergovernmental breakfast.
So I'll have 2 public notices and
Yeah, we will be eating all day. Okay, with that, we'll go to the commissioner's report, gentlemen. Joel, go ahead.
This last week, I attended the Mancos Town Board meeting. Not a whole lot going on over there. They went through all of their, all the different entities asking for money and stuff. I sat through all of that with them, from Community Connections to Access to all of them, and their bridge, they've just about got their bridge done over there. That'll settle a lot of things in Mancos. And then other than that, I've been on the phone a lot over the racetrack and stuff. I just want to remind people to educate yourselves to both sides of this before you make something big out of nothing. I'm available anytime that anybody wants to talk about it, and give me a call.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have too much. I attended an SHS meeting, the hospital board meeting, and quite a few people there, but they went along through the business, and I left early, so. Took a few phone calls, a lot of phone calls, text messages, and that's about the size of it.
Good deal. Okay. Let's see, we'll open up my calendar. Obviously, I was with Jonathan Parker and the new lady that he has over there working on the exercise program. It's a lot more than that, but it was actually pretty neat. Vicki will have that out pretty quick. Thursday, we took a tour. We had a bus driver with us, as we were discussing yesterday. Went to Durango.
a very good bus driver, I might add.
And
I got a few complaints on that.
I think there were a lot of complaints. The Timber Age Tour, which is a local company over there that's looking to expand to Montezuma County because the forest products are a little bit closer here in this area, and they have some over there. They're able to use a lot of the pine that is the smaller, like everything from the 12 to 10 to the logs that the big commercial users don't want to use because they can't really get them on their trucks. They can't do anything with them. These guys are in the process of making cross-laminated timber.
That's
with them.
correct.
And their facility footprint, we asked them what kind of a space they would need, and they 3 acres would be maximum. They're working out of 2 buildings right now, one where they're actually doing their gluing process and their vacuuming, and that's 1,000 square feet. The rest of it's outside. They have their mill set up outside. It's open to the environment, and then they have a kiln that's being ran by solar, and that takes up very little space. So a 3 acre footprint would be all that they need. We were able to tour that with the whole economic development team on Thursday. Friday sat through it seemed like a forever meeting. It started at 9, we were done at 4. CCI's discussion on the proposed legislation. What we have right now, we have 40 issues in the hopper, and on October 8th in Douglas County, we'll have to narrow that down to 6 to 8 that CCI will be presenting for all of the counties to move forward in this legislative session. Our fear is that if we pick anything more than that, we're not going to have enough time to focus on all the legislation that's going to come after us, just like it did last year. There were more bills that came at us last year than we've ever seen before, and we think that this year will be somewhat of the same. So we're going to narrow these 40 down to 6 to 8 in Douglas County next Friday. So a very long meeting. At the end of that meeting, which took over an hour discussion, are the new greenhouse gas rule changes by CDOT, and where are we going to go with the CDOT projects as far as what are we doing to lower the metric tons of emission that are happening on CDOT projects, and how that's going to move forward. So that's going to be a huge discussion and a lot coming on that. We had our work session yesterday. Did a lot of reviewing of all of the budgets, which we kind of highlighted today. And then I was in the Dolores town board meeting last night. Basically, one of the biggest things that they still have concern with are 5 bullet points with Salter EA, and most of them are still over the speed on Road 31 and or the noise coming off of 31 into the town limits. I did offer, and I will take a truck over there loaded with a decimeter at the bottom to try and educate them on just exactly what those trucks are going to be coming off of there and what speeds. So that's going to be kind of a educational point that I'll take up in the next week or so with the town of Dolores. The mayor was able to attend the CML conference. I think we had other people from Dolores, Mancos and Cortez attend that, and it was a great outreach for them, they stated, and look forward to doing more things with Dolores. And that is all that I have, John. Other than obviously the phone calls and the emails that we've all had. So, anything else? Okay. Well, then we will reconvene at 1:30. We have an executive session at 1:30, and then we have interviews to conduct for a opening for our maintenance department, and that will convene at 1:30 this afternoon. So with that, thank you all for coming at record time, 1 hour. Actually, not even 1 hour, but kind of nice. Thank you all for coming.
Alan, have you seen Dexter?